Something I've always admired is the openings different animes use. Even as a child and an adult, these openings have always given me motivation or inspiration, both with schoolwork or workout sessions. Another unique quality to anime openings is how they can make me watch the show, only by having a great opening. So in other words, a good directed opening can actually help expand the audience for said series. To show you what I qualify as a great opening, I will bring up some examples of openings I really adore. But first, let's go through what makes a good opening and what their main purpose is. An opening works as an intro to an anime, always playing at the start of the episode, showing characters, enemies, and some openings contain a lot of symbolism and foreshadowing, giving hints and clues to events that have happened or yet to come. And then you have the most important factor, the songs used in the intro. The song could be catchy and great directed, but the ones that really catch my attention is the songs that reflect the show or use themes from the show within them. And without any more explanation, let's dive in to the openings. The first opening I want to talk about is Great Days, the last opening from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. JoJo Part 4 is set in the small town of Morio in Japan 1999. It follows Josuke and his gang through high school in the peaceful town they live in, but everything falls apart when they discover that a serial killer lives next door, a man obsessed with murdering women and keeping their hands, using them as a romantic partner. This series is also about stands, a manifested spirit reflecting a person's soul, and it's these powers they use to fight the killer with. Morio is also filled with all kinds of strange and weird people, like a guy living in a transmission tower in the countryside, a boy obsessed with playing rock paper scissors, and a haunted back alley. Things like this form a bizarre atmosphere, and this opening really captures the vibe that this season gives us. Josuke, the protagonist's main theme, is used in the opening, creating a victorious feeling that this is Josuke's opening, taking back the town from the serial killer that's been haunting it. The opening shows off its characters in fun and interesting ways with poses and clues about what will happen. But JoJo does one thing to their openings that I've never seen before, which really shows that this opening is well directed and thought out, and that is changing it at the end of the season. The serial killer I mentioned, called Yoshikage Kira, unlocks a new ability at the end of the season. This ability, roughly explained, is the ability to manipulate time until no one finds out about him or his actions. When this happens in the anime, the opening acknowledges it too, and rewinds the opening, making Kira's ability even happen to the intro you're watching, making it feel real but also disturbing. This opening got everything, hints and clues everywhere, characters in colors and design pleasing to the eyes, a mix of the main character's theme and a twist at the end. JoJo have done this kind of thing a long time, and it never gets old. Something that makes you want to head deeper into the show and explore it. I've seen many reacting channels watching these openings without knowing anything about the show, and as they proceed to watch the show, they fall in love with it, and everything started with its well-directed openings. Making you hungry for more, giving you a taste of what's about to come. And that's what an opening should be. And with that, I'm heading into my next opening. the opening to the second half of Attack on Titan's third season. This season is 10 episodes long, and believe me when I say this, the opening managed to capture the whole season in 1 minute and 30 seconds. In this opening, they use a remix of the first opening of Attack on Titan called Gurren no Yumiya. And by using a remix of the first song, it gives us the feeling that we are still here. After all these years, we are still fighting the Titans, just like before, trying to survive, but on a whole new level. This opening is incredible. I can't stop loving it. The song is motivating, the animation is on point, and you feel that there is something going on here. This attack on the Titans is humanity's last hope, and you can feel it. There is one clip though that is extra special, and it comes around here. It's a cool clip, right? Well, let me give you some backstory. Irvin is the man in the middle. He acts as the commander of the Survey Corps and one of the most experienced soldiers in the show. After seeing him lead hundreds of soldiers into their death, his guilt is getting heavier and heavier, but he still keeps on going. As their leader, he can't lose focus and have to set his emotions aside. The people behind him in this shot is all his dead teammates, and in the middle is Irvin himself, being the only one alive to give their death any meaning. And as the shot pans out, you see the wings of freedom they all have fighted for. Now look at this clip again. Now this scene has much more meaning, and it's these kind of moments that proves that an opening is not just an intro, but it's a huge part of the show. The last opening I want to talk about is Death Note's first opening. This show, about the young man Light Yagami encountering a notebook with the ability to kill anyone written in it, is a masterpiece. After he gets obsessed with it, killing off all criminals and use it to become a godlike figure, the world needs to stop him somehow. The police proceeds to hire a master detective called L, who is the only one able to track him down, and this opening got it all. The tension between L and Light is so extreme. The shots of them facing each other represent their urge to take down one another. L versus Light. Justice versus false justice. God versus Satan. Good versus evil. The symbols shown in the opening is mostly Christian, replacing God with light, and representing him as a savior. In other words, this opening is what Light thinks of himself and the world around him. The song is dark and the scenery is gothic. It's mixed together in such a good way that the whole show seems holy, but also unsettling. This opening does a wonderful job framing Light as a god and showing the tension between him and L. Again, an opening that's not just an intro, but part of the show. When all these factors I've mentioned comes together and creates a wonderful intro to some crazy show, it's such a good experience. The openings of a show is not just an intro anymore. It's more like a part of the show, something to remember it by. It makes it memorable, and incredible.